Hey guys, so one of the basic rules of investment you hear over and over again is diversification. There are several reasons why you should do this. The reason that you hear most often is, how do you know what companies are going to do good or what investments are going to do good? You don't have a crystal ball, right? Nobody has a crystal ball. And let me tell you from personal experience, I remember looking at certain investments where I was convinced. I did all the research and talked to a lot of people who did all the research. I knew that this particular investment, whether it be a particular stock, a particular industry, a particular crypto, whatever, I was convinced that it was 100% a win. And then I found out I was wrong. New information comes to light, but by then the trade is over, things collapse, you take a beating. So that's the number one reason why you should diversify, because nobody has a crystal ball. Over a medium, long period of time, you'll see that. You'll see that for every guess that you get right, every analysis that you get right, most of the time you're going to get a lot of them wrong as well. That's why in the broader market, when you look at the market in general rather, if you invest just in indexes like the S&P, you're going to do better than 90% of professional traders. Forget about amateurs, just the professionals. You're going to outperform them 90% of the time. There's a couple other reasons people don't talk about in terms of why you should be diversified. Number one, when you're fully diversified, where you just buy index funds and you don't think about it, and you just dollar cost average, it requires no brain power, no effort, no work. When you're doing individual stock investing, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of headache. I did it for a few years. It just dominates your life, which is not cool. Better to just passively invest through index funds, and you're going to outperform 90% of professional traders anyway, and it takes no work, so you can concentrate on your day job, right, or your hobbies if you want. Number two, when you are very diversified, it takes a lot of the psychological pressure off of you. This is something nobody talks about. The time is the one thing they never talk about, the saving of time by just being diversified. And number two, the psychological pressure. When you have too much of your investment concentrated in a particular investment, whether it be a crypto or a particular stock or whatever, because your investment's all in that one investment, it becomes very nerve-wracking. So for example, let's say you had all your money in Bitcoin. I'll just use that because that's popular. So you have all your money in Bitcoin, and so Bitcoin goes up 10%. You're like, woohoo, my fortune's up 10%, right? Because all your money is invested in Bitcoin. But if it goes down 10%, you're like, oh, my entire fortune is now down 10%. So that's bad. That's very nerve-wracking for the vast majority of people, especially in volatile investments like crypto. Anyhow, so let's say, for example, you were diversified and you decided you wanted to be somewhat invested in Bitcoin. So let's say you say, I'm going to follow Steph's rule. I'm going to put no more than 5% of my portfolio in a particular investment. Portfolio means all the money you have to invest. So you put 5% of your investment cash into Bitcoin, because you're sure Bitcoin's going to do well. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. That's not the point of this video. So you put 5% of your investment of your total investing money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up 10%. Okay, so you're only up 10% of 5%, whatever. It's not a big deal. You're up 0.5% on your portfolio, but still you're up. But on the flip side, this is where it comes in really handy, psychologically speaking. Let's say Bitcoin drops 10%. Now, you're not down 10% on your portfolio, you're only down 10% of 5%, right? So you're down like such a tiny amount, you sleep well at night. You sleep well at night, right? That's the key to it all. You want to sleep well at night. You don't want to have to waste all kinds of times on investments. Those to me, and you can't predict the future. Those to me are the reasons why you should be diversified. Those are the top three reasons. You can't predict the future. You want to be able to sleep at night. You don't want to be too emotionally caught up in a particular investment. And you want time. You don't want to have to continuously research, worried of what will happen with particular news on a company or not. Whatever, just ride the wave, have fun. That's how most people make their fortunes, by the way.